What are you feeling? One man's dream is another man's lunch. You son of a b****. Hard ticket to Hawaii. This is gonna be a fun one today, folks. This movie was released in 1987 and is directed by Andy Sidaris, who's also behind such films like Stacy, Malibu Express, Picasso Trigger, Guns, Do or Die, and Fit to Kill. And this movie is starring a whole bunch of people that you know of, like Ron Moss, Donna Spear, Hope Marie Carlton, Cynthia Brimhall, Harold Diamond, and Rodrigo Obregon. And the reason why I forced myself through watching this movie today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a big-time contributor and supporter of this channel, Jeff Fry. Thank you very much for the recommendation. A movie that I've never heard of before, but I'm pretty sure that I've seen scenes from this on like the top 10 worst kills in a movie ranking videos that you see on YouTube before, like the frisbee with the blades on it. I'm pretty sure I've seen that scene, but I would have to go back and watch this movie so many times to figure out exactly, okay, what the fuck happened here? These people belong to the agency. What's the agency, you ask? I have no fucking idea. They never explain it. But they do call out Uncle Sam a couple of times, so apparently it's a government agency that does crime busts and tourist flights and transports wildlife to zoos? So thank you very much, Jeff, for the recommendation. If anyone else out there also wants to be like Jeff Fry and help support me and contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation. And if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with Jeff Fry here. Several drug enforcement agents come to the island of Hawaii to take down drug lord Seth Romero and apparently have some fun flights and sexual escapades along the way. Yep, that's the most concise and accurate plot synopsis I could come up with. Now, this is one of those movies for my channel that it's hard for me to just talk about, and I don't think it would be entertaining for you for me just talk about it, but it's too late for me to go back and do a watch along of this, so instead I took notes while watching the movie, and I'm just going to read off the notes to you and then splice in the clip of the film that it references, just so you can see what the hell I'm talking about, because I think if I just talk about it, you're not going to believe how stupid this movie and these performances are. So instead of that, I'm just going to read what happens, maybe my reaction, and then allow you to make up your own opinion. Sometimes I like doing these reviews where I need to just take these moments like this and splice in clips. I believe I did it for the movie Night Killer, which is one of my favorite reviews that I've ever done on here, Jaws the Revenge. I did it for that one as well. Samurai Cop, which is very similar to this movie in my opinion. Then I also did it for the movie Mamma Mia. So yeah, take that for what you will. So the movie starts, and we immediately get the quality of this film with the terrible ADR recording from Donna, who is in the water, gets up onto the yacht club with Rowdy. That's his actual name. I didn't think it was his actual name. I just thought it was someone with bad audio or someone with like a speech impediment, because I thought he was like Rowdy. Rowdy? I didn't know, but no, his name is actually Rowdy. So we have Donna and Rowdy on the boat together, and Donna says, "You should get in the water, it's great." Are you kidding? I got better things to do with my body temperature.
You should get in, Rowdy. The water is great.
Are you kidding? I've got better things to do with my body temperature.
Great. It's a great start. And they're teasing each other, and he's talking about how he doesn't want her to go to the island of Hawaii because drug enforcement is no place for a girl like her. And I guess, is drug enforcement, is that like an actual term? Like, are we enforcing drugs on people? Is that what it means? I mean, it should be like drug prevention, right? But maybe I'm just wrong on that. And then we get more bantering between them. Obviously, they're digging on each other. She removes her towel to show off her amazing breasts to him. And then we linger on his reaction, maybe just a little too long. Then we transition to cops who are making their rounds towards the weed cartel on the island, and the older cop is telling the younger cop, who's going to be taking over for him because he's retiring, he's telling him about the arrangement that they have, and that, well, since I'm retiring, now you're going to be the new number one, and you're going to get the cut that they're going to give you, and you need to be lenient on them too.
Me, I get one smaller package for my trouble. You know, I pass them around.
So it's just this elderly cop who's like, yeah, I break the law, but now you get to too. Isn't it great? But they soon discover that there is a cartel that takes over the whole thing, and it looks dangerous. The two cops get caught. They're strung up. And then we get this security guard, the blonde-haired with the mirror shades. Apparently his name is Shades. He shoots them dead and then gives this amazing line.
You can nail a boat, baby.
That's it. Good job.
That's the way to go.
Run these two guys in their boat through the shredder and feed them to the fish.
Yeah. And I'm gonna shoot you from this upward angle because the mirrors on your shades would definitely catch the cameraman in the reflection. And then we cut directly to our opening titles, which is all done on these adorable paper sheets with all of the names painted on. Some of the crates were in this warehouse. Some of the crates have all the names of the actors and the crew members on it, the director on it, and it's just so adorable. You can tell that someone was like, ooh, arts and crafts day at the movie studio. But then after all of the credits, one of the forklifts bumps into this crate that has these ties on it and breaks the ties, and then we have a quick shot to what is inside the crate, and it's this crazy venomous snake that's clearly a hand puppet, but it's there. Why? Takes a while to find out. And then we cut back to Donna, who is picking up her partner, who apparently is a civilian but works for the agency. I don't know, but her name is Taryn, and she looks exactly like Donna. So I'm seeing a pattern here with this agency about how they just want hot blondes that don't wear any undershirts or bras under their uniform. We just want them to look as skimpy as hell in their short shorts and their cut-off pilot shirts. So then they go to the warehouse where all of the crates were being loaded and moved around, and apparently this agency wants these agents to fly this small little plane and fly some honeymooners to a location on the island, transport this snake in the crate to the local zoo, and are like, what agency are these people working for? You obviously are not cops. You couldn't be cops. You're running a honeymoon service and you're transporting wildlife. Like, what the fuck is going on? But it's during the flight that we hear the theme song to this movie, the title song to this movie. It's a hard ticket to Hawaii.
It's a hard ticket to Hawaii. It's not paradise all the time.
And there's no way that that is a real song, right? Like, there's no fucking way. Now, of course, at the end of their flight, they're dropping off the honeymooners, and then they go on a little walk for themselves. We find out from the crate manager person that the crate that had that snake in it has a contaminated snake that we later find out is contaminated by cancerous rats. And that's what makes the snake so white and foamy and everything. So he's on the horn trying to get a hold of the agents, and they're not picking up, of course. But it's a huge problem, because if that snake gets out, we're going to have a pandemic on our hands. Oh. Cut to establishing shot of the evil white businessman. And then they send a drone out to where the agents are and where some of the cartel henchmen are. But the drone lands, and the agents go and pick up the package that's inside it, and it's these boxes of diamonds that they don't know yet, but they're like, what's going on? And then the henchmen show up, and they start shooting at them, and then the agents are shooting back, and one of them pulls out a frickin' ninja star and throws it at the wild Samoan. Like, his shoulders snap. Like, what? Who has a ninja star on them? Well, of course, these agents are. Of course, it's the standard weapon of this agency. And here we learn that the henchman's boss's name is Seth, because one of them says,
I dread facing Seth empty-handed.
Yeah.
oh no, sirree, you don't want to go empty-handed to Seth. And then Donna and Taryn are trying to figure out exactly what happened and gosh, when I'm being shot at and I'm trying to figure out what's happening all around me, there's only one place I want to be.
Taryn, we need to figure out what just happened. Let's unload and hit the jacuzzi. I do my best thinking there. Right.
Now we cut over to a restaurant on the island called Edie's that is going to be important for some reason. Edie is also part of the agency, but she's going to play such a huge part in this movie. We'll wait and see. But we cut there, and we decide to spend time with this woman, another white blonde, sitting down at a table. Her name is Charlotte, and she's talking to a movie producer who... the best interaction I think I've ever heard of between a producer and an actress. Let's roll the clip.
Charlotte, thank goodness you've decided to come. Charlotte, I'm not just some fast-talking New York television director. I care for you a great deal. Trust me, Charlotte.
You practically raped me last night.
That was last night, Charlotte. This is today.
So the henchmen show up to the restaurant, and there is Seth. Seth is there, and they tell him what happened. They didn't get the package, and Seth has one of the insults of all insults in response to what they tell him.
If brains were birch, you'd have a clean cage.
Then we cut back to Rowdy and a dude from the beginning of the movie, and they're back on their yacht, and they're having a karate class. And here you can tell that this movie has no budget for sound effects, because Rowdy, the actor who plays him, decides to throw in his own sound effects for all of his karate moves.
Oh. Okay, good. Good work.
Like Laura Dern in The Last Jedi going pew 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 every time she fired a gun. Hilarious. I also put on here, the longer that I see these two together, like touching each other and getting closer to each other and the things that they're saying to each other, I kind of just want these two dudes to fucking get it over with. It's not gonna happen, of course, because we need more boobs in this movie, but there's some gay tension here. Guarantee. And apparently they get their missions from their agency delivered to them via fast food. So, I don't know what this agency is, but, I'm loving it. But I love how they dispose of the note, too, by the way. So now we cut back. There's a lot of cuts. Just random cuts, sharp cuts to different locations all throughout this movie. But we cut back to Donna and Taryn's house on their part of the island, and the cartel, the henchmen, break in, and they're tussling with them, and through their tussle, the snake crate, that's also a part of the warehouse. So, like, the house is part of the warehouse, but the crate gets bumped into, and the cancer rat infested snake breaks free. Boy, does he play a part into the overall story of this movie. It's very important and not random at all. Just you wait. Now Seth is there on the outside by his car, but apparently he has a huge fear of snakes because that snake rears its ugly head from like 30 to 50 yards away, but Seth sees it and has this reaction.
Snake! Go away! Go away!
Calm down, my man. Snakes can move quickly. They don't move that quickly. You'll be just fine if you just get in your car. And he should have taken that advice because the henchmen run out. Donna and Taryn are behind them, and Donna stops, shoots her gun, and shoots Seth in the face. Like, straight on, head on, in the face. But he's still alive.
I really lost it, didn't I?
Shot him in the face. Should have killed him. Yeah, logically it should have. You think if you would shoot him in the face, 9 times out of 10 it would kill that person. Donna and Taryn have a phone call with Rowdy and his friend. I don't think we ever establish what his name is, and if we do, I didn't hear it, nor do I care to learn it. All I know is that that guy wants to fuck Rowdy. But they're gonna come out, they're gonna fly out and drive out to their house, and don't you worry, we're gonna bring our trunk of toys.
By the way, we will bring our trunk of toys.
And speaking of toys, I can't wait to see yours.
What a stud.
At this point I wrote in my notes, 40 minutes in, And I have no idea what is going on. I have no idea what we are doing. I know that there is a cartel, there is drug smuggling, but I don't even know what they're smuggling. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where they're producing it. I don't know what this agency is. I don't know what the relationship to anyone is or anything or what. But everything is fine, because then we cut to Taryn, who's gonna go onto the beach with her civilian boyfriend, as she claims, and have sex with him. Just to, you know, make sure there's sex in the movie. The boys show up literally with a trunk of toys. And as they're driving on the highway, they, well, I'll let them explain it.
Hang on, Ronnie. We got some nutcase in front of us.
Man, he must be smoking some heavy doobies.
Yeah, he must be smoking some heavy doobies. But of course, he's not just some nutcase. He's one of the henchmen, and they're gonna take out these two agency people, them and their blow-up doll, because that's here too. I don't know. They give chase, but Rowdy and his partner manage to outrun them, but not before Rowdy gets in the back, pulls out a grenade launcher, and shoots one of the henchmen and one of the blow-up dolls. Little excessive, but god damn it, I loved it. Now, before the scene ends, and as Rowdy and his partner drive up to Donna and Taryn's house, we do have a quick shot of that skateboard just rolling down the highway. It's an artistic shot of a board without a rider, rolling towards the horizon, directionless, alone, longing for that future that will never come. Personally, I would rather have carried on with the story of the skateboard than what we get after this, but, you know, we can only wish so much. And we have a scene where the snake gets the tourists. Yes, the honeymooners are still honeymooning on the beach somewhere. Well, not anymore. It's at this point that we also find out that the bartender at Edie's, the restaurant, also works for the cartel, and she is actually a he. He's in drag. Okay. Then I guess Edie is going to pick up Rowdy and his partner, and then gets kidnapped by the bartender out of drag with all of his henchmen. Then we flash to Donna and Taryn, who are scoping the scene, scoping the area, and they check out Shades, who plays Frisbee with a random Frisbeer, just walking up and down the beach every day. Like, that's a great relationship. And you know what? If I was walking down the beach and I saw a blonde-haired guy with mirror shades on, carrying a machine gun strapped around his arm, I'd be like, yeah, that guy throws disc. But here Donna and Taryn see that they've captured Edie, so they drive to the closest payphone that they know of, and that's at a random sumo wrestling training house. Why is that here? Oh god, it makes no sense. Why? Why do we do that? But I loved it. I love it. I love it so much. So after Donna and Taryn make their call to Rowdy and let them know of all the situation, they decide, okay, well, I think it's time to go pick up the honeymooners, so let's go find them. And they do find them, but it's all their mangled bodies because the snake ate them and then pooped them out. But they learn that it is the snake that's doing all of this because the man of the honeymooners had a Polaroid camera, and it had a little picture, and the last picture it took was of the snake. That's not a puppet at all. So now Rowdy and his partner meet up with Donna and Taryn at their place, and Rowdy and Donna walk off together, and Rowdy talks about how Donna got a very good cover from the agency. And then Donna says this about the cargo company that she's working for undercover.
You know, Uncle Sam sure gave you a great cover.
Yeah. And Molokai Cargo is actually showing a profit.
And I'm thinking, how? How is this cargo company making a profit? You had honeymooners who are now dead. They died. You had a snake that you were supposed to transport. Apparently you had two snakes, actually. The correct one that you were supposed to transit to the zoo, and then the one that was cancerous rats one. They were transported to like a hospital for like research purposes. How is this company making a profit? So far, you fucked up every transaction. But that's America, baby. We make profits, even though we do dumb shit with our transactions. Then we cut to a random fake football broadcast that gets super racial for no reason at all.
How did you call the play?
Well, Jimmy John, all I said was niggas go deep, and white guys keep them out if you can on two.
And I have no idea why this is here, other than to give another scene to the sleazy movie producer, and then to the blonde-haired guy that I completely forgot is the boyfriend of Taryn. Just completely, like, doesn't appear anywhere else other than the very end of this movie. We'll get there. But I have no idea why this scene is here, other than for the director to be able to put in some racial slurs at points. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it's here. I'm still at this point in the movie. I'm asking what the hell is going on. Then we have another quick cut to a random female bodybuilder with nunchucks. And she's like doing a pose down. She's moving very slowly and flexing all of her muscles. And then we cut back to Donna and Rowdy and the company. At this point, I'm like, why? What? Come to find out, she's there to torture Edie, who is at Seth's house, kind of tied up. And Donna and Rowdy go off into their own separate rooms to watch a video, but it's definitely clear that they're gonna have sex. And it's obvious that that is happening, because then we cut back to the bodybuilder walking up to Edie and taking things over, taking her tied up in the rope, and then she goes to punch her in the gut, and as she connects, it's a quick cut to Rowdy sitting in a chair, Donna's going down on him, and that goes on for several minutes of him just, what type of an orgasm are you having? What is she doing to you to elicit that type of reaction? Biting you? Like, what is she doing? And then we get into actual intercourse with them, which I'm not going to show in this. I mean, this is YouTube. This video would be banned. I wouldn't be able to produce this for anyone. So for the next 10 seconds, all I'm going to show you is, or at least play the track and the music that was played for the sex scene, and you'll just watch me dance to it for the next 10 seconds. Here we go. I hope that was as good for you as it was for me. Sex elevator music, baby. It's the way of the future. And then the next day, we get the broriest of all bro scenes that have ever been scened in a movie. Rowdy comes to the beach where there's the blonde-haired shades guard dude who frisbees. He manages to get his in by walking with the chick that has the frisbee, and as they get to him, they're like, oh, well, I can frisbee too. So they start throwing it, and then Rowdy throws the real frisbee off to the distance because he wants the civilian to get out of there. But as she's walking away, well, first, he throws the frisbee, and she runs after it like a little dog. And then he says a line that every woman on this planet wants to hear.
Got a great ass.
So do you, Pilgrim.
But now that she's out of the way, Rowdy can take out this guard by taking out his special frisbee that has razors on it, and he throws it and chops the guy's hand off, hits him in the neck, and he bleeds out, and it's totally badass, people. Then they're storming Seth's compound, and I love how Rowdy talks about how Donna's in this glider thing, that she's gonna fly overhead and drop grenades to, you know, flush out all of the people and not hurt Edie. Though if you watch the scenes, it looks more like Edie is dropping the grenades directly on Rowdy and Taryn and his partner. None of them hit the house at all. It's just all right there in the open field. Oh, we're flushing out the people. We invade the house, and then Rowdy's partner, again, I never learned his name, but he has a karate fight off with an Asian man. So here we go, a white man versus an Asian man with karate moves. I wonder who's gonna win that. Though the partner does get upset when his bracelet is broken.
My beads.
My mother gave those to me.
They save Edie, but before many of like the higher henchmen get to fly up in a helicopter, Donna takes the grenade launcher, shoots the copter out of the sky, and everyone is so happy, and everything is done right, and everything's all hunky-dory. Mission accomplished, people. Whatever that mission was. Though driving back, they take a van, and all of them are in the back, most of them are in the back, and they're driving along, and they get, whoa, wait a minute. what about Seth? Did we get him? And everyone has a look on their face like, oh shit, oh yeah, that's right, we forgot to take out the head crimester. But this is not gonna stop Rowdy, because he's gonna get on the motocross bike that, of course, is in the back of the van. He takes off with the grenade launcher. And then we cut to Donna, who is at her home. And I don't know how she got there. I thought she was in the van. But she's in her house. And I guarantee that this was scripted for another moment, or there was something else that was supposed to happen in here. Or what, I don't know. I don't know what happened. This was just a weird cut in general. Because, you know, all of the cuts in this movie have made sense up till now. But Donna's in her house, but Seth is there. And he's gonna kill her. And they tussle a little bit. And Donna is able to shoot him with a harpoon. And you think he's dead. So she gets up and starts walking towards the kitchen, walks to the bathroom, and then she hears him stirring more, so they get into another little tussle. And I think she stabs him, and he starts bleeding out more. And yeah, he's dead now, right? He's gonna die. He's dying. He's not gonna get up again. Oh, he will, but not before Donna, about to flush the toilet because she's gonna puke, the snake, you know, the important plot-pointed snake from the beginning of this movie, literally explodes from the toilet. Why it explodes, I have no idea. But it comes out of the toilet. She runs for it. Seth grabs her to try to kill her again, but thank God the snake is there. Deus Ex Snake, people. The snake bites him, and he finally dies after 3 failed attempts. But now Donna is all by herself with the snake, and the snake is like staring at her like, oh, that's my next victim right there. Nothing is gonna save you now. Not so fast. Enter Rowdy on a motorbike. He doesn't even pull up. He just crashes down the door. Because action stuff, I'm Rowdy. And he takes the grenade launcher, shoots it at the snake's face, and it explodes, and the snake is dead. Because that was a plot point. That was part of the mission. I don't know if you knew that. Cancer's rat-infested snake was part of the mission. Oh, God. This movie's great. I love it. Now, you think that we would be done because the people that were all the bad people have been killed, right? We are not finished just yet. Remember that white businessman from before? Well, he still needs to pay the price. So all of the main characters of this movie get in a limbo, drive to his office building, walk up to the office, take out his henchmen, and they're holding their guns towards the white businessman. The white businessman, of course, pulls out his samurai sword, as all white businessmen have hanging up in their office. And instead of using it like a sword, he decides to launch it at the 2 people with guns pointed at him. He launches it like a dart, like he's playing darts or something. They shoot him and he falls to his death from his top-story suite from his office building. And that's the mission. The mission is over. The cartel, the drugs, everything has been stopped. This agency, it's pretty impressive. And you know those diamonds that Taryn had from beginning? Because she is a civilian, you see, apparently, she's able to keep them? I don't know. But then we cut to the credits, and you can definitely tell that this director is one giant sleazeball, because all of the credits cut in between the written part and then cuts to scenes that all deal with the revealing of nipples all throughout this movie. Every time that a nipple reared its ugly head, that appeared in the credits, in the montage. That just tells you the type of mentality that this director had for this movie. But my God, Jeff Fry, thank you so much for the recommendation of A Hard Ticket to Hawaii. It doesn't seem so hard, but apparently it's hard. I'm gonna give Hard Ticket to Hawaii 5 out of 5 mammograms.
I got the results of the test back. I definitely have breast cancer.
So guys, if you've seen Hard Ticket to Hawaii, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I'm releasing next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.